Here we are. I'm with JaRee Bowers today. Welcome to the Member Monday Spotlight. JaRee Bowers, how are you today?
I am great. I am loving this. How are you, Colleen?
I'm so good. I'm so good. So every Monday, as all of you know, we bring another expert forward. And this expert is the one that is going to talk to us about a specific subject that's in their lane, that is their expertise. And today we're going to talk a lot about financial literacy. JaRee finds that a lot of women out there aren't quite educated in all areas finances when it comes to investing, whether it be long-term investing, short-term investing. Where are we putting our money? Are we planning for, I guess you would say, retirement? So basically, are you planning for your future to have money put away for you to be able to access? Or a lot of us are solopreneurs, right? So are we prepared for having to get injured or something happen or get very, very sick to where we can't work? And if you are exchanging time for money and you're very sick, how are you going to pay your bills when that happens? So JaRee's here to help us learn all about that today. So JaRee, talk to us about who you are and why you do what you do.
Well, I am JaRee Bowers and I love my work because I really get to pour into you and educate you about what your legacy should look like,
Mhm.
how to protect yourself, and true diversification. I believe in the financial industry. It's set up to wow you and confuse you at the same time. And therefore, there's not a lot of education going on, Colleen. And for me, it's about giving first. I want to
Yeah.
make sure all us women know what is going on and know how to handle things if something takes place that we are not expecting.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's so important. And when I met JaRee, I knew a little bit about where my money was. I had a 401k back when I was in corporate America. I rolled that over. I was on the stock market like a lot of you are today. And
Hmm.
maybe some of you are very aggressive with your money, maybe not so aggressive. Maybe you have them in, blue chip stocks, whatever those may be. But it was more the education that I got from JaRee that I loved, and understanding, hey, I got a term life insurance several years ago. What happens with that? What can I use that for? Can I use that? What is the difference between term and whole? There's a lot of questions that women have out there. So what is your favorite part about working with individuals, JaRee, and educating them through this process? And tell us some stories and some wins and some things that have happened in your time.
Okay. Well, I my favorite part is truly helping them take a look outside the picture frame of their portfolio and
Yeah.
say, okay, I really don't understand this and I really should understand this. So, getting to educate women on what this looks like very simply, not confusing anyone, is my favorite part of it because I love to share the goodness. I want you to know that you know that you know and be
Mhm.
empowered to make the right decision. Because guess what? It's not a one size fits all. And so, one of the recent wins that I had, I've got several clients, but one of them was like, oh my gosh, what's happening in the market right now? I'm losing tons of money, and what can I do about this? So, I was able to educate her on just because the industry says one thing does not mean that's only the only choices you have. And
Right.
when I gave her a bigger picture of what she could have, she's like, oh my God, this is going to save my life. And so instead of dropping out the bottom all this money, she was literally able to stop the bleeding,
Mhm.
you know, and feel comfortable and protect herself as well. I mean, it's an all in one package
Yeah.
essentially because you get to protect yourself too. And that's my second favorite part. It really should probably be my first, but it's all about education. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
that's probably my biggest piece, is learning. I don't want to just someone tell me this is what you need to do and go do it, right? I want to
Right.
know how that plays a part in the bigger picture. And up
Right.
into before I met JaRee, I had had life insurance and, that we had purchased a long, long time ago, which, by the way, wasn't enough money to cover us now in our world that we're in today. And,
Mhm.
what my husband and I have as far as assets and those types of things. So it was really important for us to revisit that, but also important it is our responsibility to educate ourselves on where we're putting our money.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
our responsibility. It's nobody else's. So, you can wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. But like I said, you never know when something's going to happen that's going to take you out. Like COVID, for instance, when the pandemic happened, that was something that took me down for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I've had surgeries that have taken me down for a couple of weeks. I know people that were in the hospital. One of our members of the LEAP community was in the hospital for a month because
Oh,
of
wow.
COVID. She was out for 3 months from working
Wow.
when she was
Yeah.
sick
Yeah.
in the pandemic. So that 3 months cost her a lot of money. And if you're
Mhm.
the breadwinner of your family and 3 months goes by and you're not able to generate income, where are you getting that income from? And do you have something set up for you to be able to access funds for that? And if you don't have money set aside for a rainy day to do
Right.
that, and you haven't set the money aside, then where's the money going to come from? I don't think a lot of women ask themselves this. And to me, insurance is one of the best ways. It's why we have health insurance, in case we
Mhm.
get sick. I don't hardly ever get sick, but
Right.
in
Right.
case
We're
something
healthy.
happens,
Yes.
we have car insurance in case we get in a car wreck or someone else hits
Mhm.
us. We might be doing everything to take care of our healthy bodies, but then we might get on an airplane and sit next to someone who's deathly sick and we don't know that. And
Yeah.
then they give us whatever they have. And then before you know it, we're out of the game for a little while.
Well, and
So,
it's the biggest component. It's very small, but it's the biggest component of your legacy generational wealth.
yeah.
Because let's just say that you are dumping money into an account in 401k or IRAs and those things. But if, first of all, the market fluctuates, you are now making up for loss.
Yeah.
Secondly, if something takes place in your life health wise, it's likely that you're going to deplete that money to
Mhm.
survive because health insurance doesn't cover everything, as we
Right.
all know, especially through this pandemic. We all figured that out rudely, I might add. And so rather than depleting your nest egg, utilize your living benefits. So I'll just ask you, do you have the old kind of life insurance or the new kind? Well,
Mhm.
once you utilize your living benefits, now if you are the breadwinner, Colleen, it's not a big deal. You
Mhm.
can pay all your bills. We're the ones that show up with the check so you can pay your bills. You can pay off your mortgage. You can do all of those things. You're
Mhm.
not going to be at risk if you have a terminal. You're not going to be at risk as losing your house. The biggest thing that creates the financial destruction in your life, unfortunately, is health. The second
Mm.
biggest thing is taxes. So if you're making up for loss because you're in the market, and I'm not against the market by any means. I'm telling you this is just a portion, right?
Mhm.
And so if you're in the market, you're making up for loss because you dropped it. You're making up for loss because of inflation. Now you're making up for loss because you don't have your job or you're out of work
Yep.
for several months. It's like, whoa, so much loss. What's going on? Well, how do we get security and
Mhm.
financial understanding and education and being at peace with our money? That's what I'm all about. That's
Yeah.
what Blind Women and Wealth is all about. Money 101 is all about. It's education first because we need to know what we want, what
Mhm.
our needs are. We don't fit in one plan, like I said, but
Right.
that portion that is the living benefits will save your life. Literally. It not only can you can use it for anything. You're not told
Mhm.
what to do with the money and you're paid almost right away once, you've got a diagnosis or, something happened chronic or critical.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things and there's so much education that we don't know about. We're not educated in this country. And
Mhm.
that's why I'm like, okay, I'll put the megaphone on. I was only a cheerleader for 15 years. Might as well do it, right?
Use your skills that
That's
you
right.
acquired in school. Now, I know, JaRee, that you have Wine, Women, and Wealth events. So talk to us about those. I'm showing that right now, and that's at Bowers Group at is that
Five rings.
fiveringsfinancial.co? Is that where they're gonna
.com.
find?
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Left
So
the
I'll
M.
type that out in there. So is they're just gonna email Bowers Group at
Right.
fiveringsfinancial.com
Correct.
to learn more about Wine, Women, and Wealth. So why don't you go ahead and explain to us what that is?
Okay, so Wine, Women, and Wealth is a networking event that is all about education and teaching all the different facets of money and what it should look like for your legacy. So we're talking about your investment portfolio, building it properly, diversification, protection. How do I accumulate enough? What do I need for my future? What does my retirement look like?
Yeah.
There's also $1 Million Baby Plan, which is amazing. There's a lot of fun that happens because we're networking together
Yeah.
with all the women. They get to talk about their own business and, of course, a little sip of wine. And that's just to take the pressure valve off. We're not going to ask you about your money right now. We're just going to educate you. We're going to
Right.
let you know what you can and can't do, or shouldn't, maybe. And then we're going to learn and help each other grow businesses. It's so much fun because we get to bond. Like the last Women in Wealth, we had a lady share her personal story, and I'm telling you, everybody was so moved by it because
Oh,
it's a safe place, Colleen. Women like to
yeah.
talk to women. And when it comes to our money, we should be talking to women because there's no inferiority. There's no stupid question,
Right.
it's all goodness. It's a safe zone. And I really love that about Wine, Women, and Wealth. So that's why I'm doing them. I'm doing them every 2 weeks. The next one will be on the 27th of this month. And it's always at 4:30 p.m. PST or Arizona time, and all the way to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, and I wanted to share a little bit with you. It's all about being brave, being strong, understanding and knowing. If your
Yeah.
husband's the one that takes care of it, okay, let him take care of the finances. But you know what? You should be educated on what he's doing because
Yeah.
the ladies outlive men. That's all there is to it. And we need to
Yeah.
know what's going on. So, and more women are becoming the sole provider or the primary provider. So why
Right.
shouldn't we be educated? And I love the Money 101 classes too, because it's just strictly education. And then we get to
It
talk
is.
about it.
It's a
Yeah.
fun way to learn more about money and investments and how you're, accessing, like you said, living benefits. I really didn't understand living benefits until my conversations with you to really make sure. And now I just feel like I'm more protected. My money is,
Mhm.
everything is
Mhm.
where it needs to be. And I feel more
Yeah.
comfortable knowing that I've done what I need to do to also protect all those around me,
Yeah.
in
That's,
the case of something happening to me. So
yeah.
I finally feel like I've gotten that down, and it's all thanks to you.
Well, thank
But
you.
so July 27th, you guys definitely want to join in on that Wine, Women, and Wealth event. And then you have an igofundme.com. Tell me what that is.
Okay, so I GoFundMe. I That's my website, and that was created in the mindset of I'm going to take care of myself. So there's a lot of people that lean on GoFundMe because they didn't think about what their money's doing. They didn't think that they would need their living benefits.
Yeah.
All of that, they didn't even know it existed, right? So I created that based off of I'm going to take care of me. It's nothing negative against GoFundMe, but everybody thinks about GoFundMe when it's an emergency and now I have got to lean on other people. Well, why not take care of it yourself? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of testimonials on there about people who have had to use their living benefits. And there's a lot of fun education videos about money and legacy and $1 Million Baby and all of those things. It's really a lot of fun too. And there's also a quiz on there. So you can kind of get a little bit of, oh, wow, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Maybe you'll
Yeah,
pass
how
with flying
educated are
colors.
you in your finances
Right.
and making sure
Right.
you're secure for your future? So,
Yeah.
JaRee, it's been great having you here. I hope everyone out there will connect with her. I've given you websites, I've given you emails, I've also given you the dates on when you can go to the next Wine, Women, and Wealth event. If you're not educated right now on the future of how you're set up for when you're not working at the rate that you're working today, make sure you get set up for that and go to one of these fun events. They're free to register, they don't cost you any money, and you just
Yeah.
get to hang out with some other women and get some education on it, listen to some other women that have taken advantage of making sure their future secure. And JaRee, you're a good friend of mine. I love that we have this time to spend together and that you're part of the LEAP community. You're a strong force in there to support women in their financial futures. So again, everyone, thank you for being
Thank
with
you
us
so much.
today. It was so nice to have JaRee here. And until next time, we will see you next week with another guest who's going to tell you how she did it when she took the leap. We'll see you guys then. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.